What's up, guys? So let's see, I got a few things to catch you up on so far. The first thing is that I actually am technically starting on March 11th instead of March 12th. So I hope you guys don't hold that against me too much. But I got here and figured out the whole situation and decided that it'd be good to start hiking and potentially make it in about 3 miles or so and then call it a day. So it'll be a super mellow day. In addition to those 3 miles, there's 2 miles to hike from the parking lot by Springer Mountain actually up to the southern terminal, or I don't know if it's terminus. Anyway, the southernmost tip of the trail at the summit of Springer. So I hiked to Springer. Right as I got up to the top to the book registry, it started dumping and it started raining. Dumping is a strong word, but I signed the journal, got all my rain gear set up. That's why I'm hiking with an umbrella over my head right now. I wasn't sure how I was gonna rig it, but right now I have it sort of sandwiched between my chest strap and my trekking pole cinch. And it seems to be working really well, so I figured that out pretty quickly. It is hitting my collarbone though, so I might need to find a new way to set it up. But anyway, I just got back through the parking lot at Springer and I am plunging into this thing. So a few miles down so far. I'm running off of not that much sleep, so I'm probably gonna call it on a short day. I might push on to Hawk Shelter, which is 8 miles, but that's probably not the smartest thing for me to do. Anyway, we'll play it by ear, see how things go, but that's my first update for you. All right, guys, I'll check back in with you later. What's up, guys? So it's day 2 today. I stayed at, let's see, I think it was Hawk Gap or Hawk Shelter yesterday. I'm not sure if it was a gap really. Woke up at about 6 o'clock this morning and it took me a few hours, actually 3 hours, to get everything ready and to get on the move again. So I'm sure I'll become more proficient at that as time goes on. But right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna go about, I don't know, 15 miles to a place called Lance Creek. Lance Creek is at the beginning of a zone where you're not allowed to camp without a bear canister, because I guess there's a bear that's been causing some trouble for about a 5-mile stretch right after Lance Creek. So we'll see how it goes terrain-wise today. Yesterday was pretty mellow as far as elevation gain and loss. I think there'll be a little bit more of that today. But then tomorrow with Blood Mountain will be probably the most rigorous day so far. But as you can tell, I'm a little out of breath. So I'm gonna keep on working on getting my butt into shape and earning those miles that you guys are donating for. So far we've probably done about 11 or 12, and by the end of the day should be around 25. All right, guys, that's it. I'll check in with you again soon. I just got to a pretty nice section of trail and I've been sitting here mulling some stuff over and actually jamming out to some tunes, as you can see. But so far, in terms of like wear and tear, and mind you, this is just like the second day, really even just the first full day. But already I've had a little bit of like compression on my back that doesn't feel all that great, like a little bit of neck pain, and I have one spot in particular on the left side of my back that is just a little troublesome, which makes me think there's a few items that I might be willing to part with, you know, based on what I've seen so far. Of course, you never know. Things can change pretty quick up in the mountains and from state to state. But one of those things is a pair of micro spikes that I have that probably weigh about a pound, which, you know, is a pretty substantial difference. And another thing I'm realizing is, you know, it's good to have water, but it's really not necessary to carry more than 1 liter at a time, because at least in Georgia, you know, it's been so wet here and there's so many streams that you can refill pretty easily and, you know, find water without trouble. So that's a couple things. One other cool thing worth noting was I did sleep pretty well last night, but I'd gone to bed pretty early. I went to bed about 9 o'clock and woke up at about 5, and there were 2 owls going at it, like, not in a fight, but just verbally, just calling back and forth to each other, which I thought was pretty cool, because, you know, it's just an example of what can happen when you spend a night out in the woods. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm walking along a stream and you can see that there's some green in behind me too, and it's a pretty beautiful day. No rain coming, I don't think, today or tomorrow, so definitely lucking out as far as weather so far. This is one of the few times that I can actually see like further than a couple hundred feet. There are trees everywhere. You can see probably for easily 100 miles. Good viz, beautiful view, adds a nice touch to the day. What's up, guys? So today is the start of day 3, and I got kind of a late start. It's funny, everybody's pretty antsy and trying to get out of camp first, and this morning I just told myself, you know what, I'm not going to play into that game. Although it's really easy to get caught in it because you see everybody else getting ready to go and it gets you sort of wanting to move along with them. But anyway, I got out of camp at about 10 past 10 this morning. I stayed at a place called Lance Creek. It was a mellow spot. It was the first night without amenities, really, no sort of privy or bear boxes. So I hung my bag the old-fashioned way and did my business the old-fashioned way. I'll leave that to your imagination, but I ended up covering about 16 miles yesterday, which is a lot. And I know I mentioned it, but I've got some hot spots on my feet for sure. So I think when I get into town, I'm gonna get some anti-chafing ointment and maybe switch out the insoles of my shoes for super feet, which might do a better job of keeping my feet, you know, from moving around in my shoe and causing any sort of abrasions on my feet. Today I'm headed to Neal's Gap. I met a fellow thru hiker yesterday who's down to split up a room with me. So I think tomorrow when we wake up, instead of waking up in the rain, we'll be in a nice toasty room and we can get ready in the room and then head out to the trail. So shouldn't be too bad of a day today, although we're gonna be going over Blood Mountain, which is like the first, I think, real mountain that I'm gonna be climbing. It's about 4,400 feet. This will be a good vertical. Just getting warmed up right now, but yeah, should be in town by maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. So I'll check back in with you guys once I get there. All right. Hey guys, you might notice that I'm not actually on the trail right now, and I'm not out of breath, so I can probably string together a full sentence a little bit more easily than in some of my past check-ins. It's day 3, it's sort of towards the end of the day, and right now I'm staying at a place called Blood Mountain Lodge, which is at Neal's Gap. And I just barely managed to sneak in some laundry before they closed up for the day, so right now I'm waiting for that to get done. Besides that, there's an outfitting store that you come up to right on the trail. They know you're coming, they know you're hungry, they know that you might need to change some of the things that are in your pack, or, you know, from general resupply to gear tweaks, they're there to help. So like I said I was going to do, I switched out the insoles of my shoes for super feet, and then what I actually did was I swapped out the old insoles that I had and poked a few holes in them, got a hold of some bungee cord, and then made a pair of camp shoes or flip-flops that are super lightweight, and obviously were cheap to make. So a little bit of ingenuity on my part, yes, thank you. And have a new pair of camp shoes that I can sort of just put on to let my feet breathe when I finish hiking for the day. So as you can tell, I'm pretty proud of myself for that little alteration to my equipment setup. Besides that, I did grab some of the blister prevention ointment that I can put on my feet before I take off for the day. This place opens up at 9 o'clock tomorrow, so I think we're gonna kind of take it slow, have a good solid breakfast with maybe like a salad mixed in there, something healthy for a change, and then get going. It looks like we might have about a 13-mile day ahead of us. I can't remember the exact name of the place that we're going right now. I think it might be Log Gap. In any case, we're just chilling, enjoying some time by the fire right now, and really just taking the opportunity to spend a little extra time today resting our bodies and not having to go through the stress of setting up camp. So yes, I am off the trail and I am cheating a little bit, but it is going to be raining in the morning tomorrow, so we'll put on all of our rain gear and head out, and we'll be well prepared and decently dry and happy. So yeah, 3 days down, a little over 30 miles. Real quickly, I would just like to thank everybody so far who has contributed to my fundraiser campaign for the Wildlife Conservation Network. I will include a link to the CrowdRise page where I am trying to raise the funds. If you want to check out what the Wildlife Conservation Network does, you can go to wildnet.org. You can also check out their Instagram page. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So far, so good. Just gonna make sure I stretch, get plenty of rest, and so I can feel pretty good about going into tomorrow. All right, I'll check in with you on day 4.